The Oracle Network. Look deeper.
Creaky floor. Creaky. I think that's one nice thing about having an older house. Murderers can never sneak up on you in here.
Correct. That is a correct thought.
In every room of the house, it's all squeaky.
No sneaking around.
But there is one that creaks right by our bed, and Reggie's heavy enough to set that off.
Ooh.
And sometimes he does it in the middle of the night. And it'll just be turned away, and it'll be like, please don't be a murderer.
Oh my god.
Hey.
Hey guys, welcome. I'm Abby.
And I'm Shawna.
And this is Anxious.
And Afraid.
We're a podcast.
And we talk about crazy stuff that we're interested in.
Yeah, like meat falling from the sky or
weird slabs of stone telling you how to live life in the world.
Speaking of weird, have you been following the monoliths?
Yes, it's been so fun.
I think actually I read an article where this group of artists took credit for it, and they were their name was so lame. They were called the most famous artist or something like that, and I was like,
that's not fun.
Now this is lame and I hate it.
I know. Don't admit that you're the artist. Let's just keep having fun with it being aliens.
I know, it was fun when it was a mystery, and now it's lame.
2020 has not been fun, and we were like, let's just have this little bit of fun with this monolith.
Yeah, well,
It's fine. I had fun with it though.
Me too.
It was so crazy. It was just fun news for a week.
Yeah.
They were like, oh, it's in this place. Oh, it's in that place.
Romania. I was like,
What's
Romania?
I know. California now? What?
Well, did anything else make you anxious or afraid this week?
Oh, yeah. Sure. Life is really good at that.
Always.
I know that you've been pretty open about your parents struggling a little bit lately, your dad's back. And,
yeah.
Your mom's lost and stuff. So my parents are going through it a little bit right now. They're fine. Just my mom, she has back problems, and she actually had to start physical therapy for the first time ever. So I hope
baby Marie.
I know. I hope that really helps her out. It's sad to see her not being able to walk.
Yeah,
and wincing in pain. And then my dad had a scare the other week or whatever, where I had to rush over there and pounce on the ground because everyone was on the ground because he couldn't breathe. I'm like, are we going to the ER right now or what?
Yeah.
I was really scary few moments, and he's the most stubborn man. He doesn't want to be taken anywhere.
He
ever.
is so stubborn.
It's the most stressful with him.
I would have, oh my God, that man, I probably would have just put him in a car and been too bad.
I know. I literally said, Mom, I'm down to pick him up and go.
I think with two of us, we could fight him. We could take him.
Yeah. So he's stubborn. I didn't leave their side for a couple of hours until he got better. But yeah, he just couldn't breathe for a while. He had a really hard time catching his breath. And I guess I got there towards the end of this episode or whatever he was having, because he looked at me weird, and later he admitted, he's like, Sean, I did not recognize you for a second.
Oh my God, Kurt.
And I was like, are you what?
That's not good.
No. And he was like, no, Shay. So I'm like, Dad, I'm not gonna fool around with you at this age. You're gonna be rushed to the ER. I was like, okay, well, next time. If it happens next. I'm like,
go to the fucking doctor, Kurt. Are you listening?
Crazy
Go
Kurt.
to the doctor.
I know.
Why would you wait for a next time? That is not a good plan.
I know. He's like, oh, I'll just do it. I'll do it next year. I'm like, why does it have to be next year?
It doesn't. Oh my God.
So they're stressing me out, but so far I know they're pretty fine, but just struggling little old people. So give them good vibes.
Good vibes to both of you.
Give me the patience.
So to not kill them myself before. Yeah. Come on, guys.
Yeah, that's my life. What about you? What about you?
Okay. I have a fun story. I thought I saw aliens.
Okay, first of all, you had this weird poltergeist activity.
I know. I was
like,
okay, everyone's going to think I'm crazy. I have to really look at this for a minute.
Oh my God, tell me everything.
Okay, so it was after nightfall, so it's dark out. I took Roscoe out to go potty in the backyard. And right when I went out, I was kind of distracted because I was paying attention to him, but I thought I saw like something weird out of the corner of my eye in the sky, like lights, but I didn't really like pay that much attention. And then I like went on my way with Roscoe. We're like he's doing his business. And then it caught my eye again, and I looked up into the sky, and there was like this perfectly uniform row of lights.
Stop.
Probably at least in a line, probably like 6 or 7. And they were like moving upward at a diagonal angle all together, like equidistant and moving.
Equidistant? Like, okay, equal distance. I get it. I figured it out. I figured out a word.
You're so smart.
That's my thoughts. Okay.
Put it in your dictionary. And they're all like moving at the same rate of speed. And then like the further away, then the light would fade and then it would disappear, but there were still more lights coming behind it. And I was like staring at it for the longest time. I'm patting my pockets. Of course, I don't have my fucking phone.
Oh.
And I'm just like staring, and I was like, okay, I could run and get Michael. I know they're going to be gone if I run and get Michael. And so I just stared at him for a second more, and I was like, no, someone else has to see this. God damn it. I was like, I don't want to be crazy. So I like run into the house with Roscoe, and I was like, Michael, there's like drones outside. I was like, there's like a fleet of drones. And because I didn't want to say aliens.
Right. No, I mean, I feel like drones can be mistaken for UFOs easily.
Yeah, there's all kinds of weird drone shit anyway going on right now. And so he's excited because like it's cool, and he runs out, and of course they're fucking gone. And so he didn't get to see it, and he was disappointed, and I felt bad because I drug him outside and it was really cold.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so then he starts internet researching, and I was trying to figure out like what do drones look like when they all fly in a line, because the way they were moving, it was so like uniform that I was like, it has to be
like a fleet
programmed, right? Like it can't be
like satellites don't move together like that.
Well, yes, they do.
No,
because he figured out it was the SpaceX satellites that I was seeing.
Oh, SpaceX, you sneaky little sneak.
Well, he has the Starlink satellites.
Starlink. Did I say that wrong? Is it SpaceX though?
I think it is.
Okay.
Yeah, like Elon Musk.
Yeah. Starlink. And so it's
crazy.
that program he's doing so that there's going to be more accessible Wi-Fi. So he's like launching all these satellites.
I see. Yes,
and
he's been doing some stuff lately. That's right.
And so some of the pictures I saw from other people, like there was even more dots in their pictures. I think, what were you saying, Michael? We only saw one.
Yeah, it was one set of satellites, which was I think it was Starlink 13, and I think each number is comprised of multiple. It's like a network of satellites. So I think those pictures where there was just like a huge string of what looked like literal Christmas lights in the sky,
it's crazy.
Was closer to their launch, so they hadn't spaced out as much. So I think those were like Starlinks 13, 14, and 15 or something like that, which launched in the middle of October. So I think that's why ours were a little more spaced out. It was just one network.
Yeah, there was like a website where you can, or where they're tracking them, so you can see where they are,
So
like
cool.
at what time. And yeah, it was right around the time I saw it, and I was like, okay, it's not aliens.
Okay, but like
that would have been a little much. I was like, I can't.
That's still such a crazy experience,
But
because
it
that's
was.
not natural.
Yeah, and I was just like, what the fuck am I looking at right now?
Like, you weren't
so
crazy.
Wild. Yeah. So I'm really glad it was actually something substantiated, and I'm not crazy.
All right. It was like the random, I forget where it was, but like there was a blimp flying around for the first time in for like ever.
Oh
and
my God.
Blimps move around weird, and they're shaped weird, so at a far distance it looks fucking like a UFO.
Yeah.
And I was like watching videos, and I was like, oh my God, this is it. This is it.
This is the thing.
And then I was like, no, like keep researching, and of course then it was debunked. It was like a Goodyear blimp or whatever. But,
Damn it.
so there's explainable things, unfortunately.
Damn
but,
Yeah.
That's cool how like interactive they're trying to be with like space, because like you would think that like back in the day NASA was like so inaccessible, but now that we can like watch more things on the internet and interact more, that's so cool. I hope it gets people excited in space again.
Yeah. Well, I guess the whole thing with the satellites is that they're trying to actually dim the light so that they're not as noticeable because I guess it's like interfering with scientific observations, people trying to watch the sky, and then there's all these fucking satellites that are super bright, so they're trying to make them darker, which I kind of thought was funny. But yeah, wild. So watch the skies, you might see some satellites.
Right?
And they're not aliens, probably. But yeah,
we can have fun with it. Let us have fun with it.
We should put that link for the Starlink tracker.
oh yeah, we'll put that in the show notes. And then you guys can go, then you can like figure out, because you can just go outside and fucking see some satellites if you want. It
So
looks
cool.
really wild.
Oh, so fun. I love that stuff.
Yeah.
All right.
So you got some things to do today, as in tell a story.
Yeah, and it's been a while since I've had like a solid episode, and so here I am.
I'm missing you so much.
I'm missing you too. And I think it was like your last episode you did like that mystery of the meat rain, right?
Yeah, the Kentucky meat shower.
There you go.
Mhm.
And I think the first time you did that, like your rain story, like the tapioca rain or whatever that was.
Yeah, the
Oakville blogs.
Yes.
It like inspired me to do a mystery, and that's when I did the Georgia Guidestones.
Yes, the Guidestones.
So I didn't really think about it, but I ended up doing another mystery
Yay!
after you did one. So
I
I think
love
you're
them.
slightly inspiration.
Oh my god.
And so I had this on my list for a wee bit, and I did spontaneous human combustion.
Oh, girl, that's been on my list too, and I have not even cracked it open, so I am
Okay.
so excited.
Okay, I'm so excited. This is going to be such a fun one.
This shit is wild. It's so wild.
It's just weird. It's
It
just
is
so weird.
Okay, I mean, it's terrible, but I'm very excited.
Okay. I'm excited too. I hope you have fun with this one.
All right,
Enjoy this ride.
here we go.
I hope I do it justice. Okay. Spontaneous human combustion, or sometimes I'll refer to it as SHC,
Okay,
which is still hard to say, but it's shorter.
okay.
Is the concept of combustion of a living or recently deceased human body without any apparent external source of ignition. The fire is believed to start within the body of the victim. The first known accounts of spontaneous human combustion date as far back as 1641.
1600s.
Yeah.
Dang, that's really a long time ago.
And the term spontaneous human combustion was first coined in 1746 by a guy named Paul Rowley in an article published in the Philosophical Transaction.
Okay,
But then that stuck with it, and so that's how we know it today.
all right.
But the phenomenon gained much more exposure in the 19th century after Charles Dickens used spontaneous human combustion, spoiler alert if you haven't read this book, but to kill off one of his characters in the novel Bleak House.
Oh.
And so like critics were like accusing Dickens of legitimizing something that doesn't exist. They were like mad at him, and even though it's a book,
Mad at you.
don't
Isn't it a fictional book?
right? So what? Why are you so mad? But then Dickens was like, he pointed to research to 30 historical cases that were already recorded.
Okay. He's like, I got the receipts.
Yeah, he's like, well, look at this stuff. It's more than you think.
What about this though? And I'm sure that's exactly what Charles Dickens sounded like.
He was a bro dude. He's like, look at this. Okay, so I found some notable cases of like examples that are pretty like recent-ish, like time that we can think of, the 19th century.
Mm-hmm.
So on July 2nd, 1951, did I say the right century, or is it the 21st or 20th century? Is it backwards? Do you know what I'm saying? Never mind. I'll just sound stupid. It's fine. Okay, so 1951, Mary Reeser's landlady went over to her house and noticed that the house's doorknob was unusually warm. The landlady then notified the police. They found 67-year-old Mary Reeser's remains completely burned to ash, but with one leg remaining. Gross.
Ew.
Yeah.
Oh no, just a leg.
Just a leg, just a human leg. The chair she was sitting in was completely destroyed. Detectives found that the victim's body reached the temperature of around 3,500 degrees Fahrenheit, which is 1,930 degrees Celsius for everyone else in the world. And this puzzled investigators because everything else in the room stayed intact.
And that's really hot.
And that's really weird, right?
Yeah, just the chair, not even her whole body.
Yeah, because her legs stayed there.
Okay.
Okay, it's weird. It's gross.
So weird.
Mm-hmm. The clock in the room was noticeably not working. It was stuck at the time of 2:26 a.m., suggesting that's when Reeser had died. Reeser did... Sorry. No, great gasps. But...
Okay, I'm just trying to think of how clocks work. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah. What kind of clocks? Well, never mind. It would just be a regular clock.
I know, but I was like, does heat make clocks stop working?
I mean, if it gets hot enough, or like...
Maybe if it melts
if it
the
was a
gears or
cord.
something.
I don't know. Yeah, I said something about... Like, the clock didn't work. Just don't question the clock.
I'm so sorry. I feel like there's always like a detail in stories where like the clock stopped right when he died. And I was like, what? How do clocks work?
That's funny. I mean, that's kind of true. I've heard that before.
Yeah.
Okay, but Reeser did take sleeping pills, and she was indeed a smoker. It's a common theory that she took a sleeping pill and then lit a cigarette, fell asleep with the lit cigarette, then that happened to catch her on fire.
Oof.
So a lot of people think that.
Okay, I mean, that's plausible.
Sure. On March 28th, 1970,
Okay.
an 89-year-old widow named Margaret Hogan lived all alone in a house in Dublin, Ireland. She was sadly found burned to a crisp, almost at the point of complete destruction. Her remains were found in her armchair, and 12 feet away from that chair was a TV with a screen all melted, and the plastic flowers on the table turned into liquid.
Ooh. Plastic flowers. Fun.
Sure, right? They stay year-round.
Yes.
Other than those items away from the chair, the surroundings nearby remained untouched.
That is so weird.
It's so weird. Hogan's legs from the knees down were not damaged.
The legs again.
The legs tend to just fall off or stay there.
What the?
It's gross. There is some pictures. I think I'm going to post them with a warning, but like they're black and white. They're not like these. I don't think they're these cases, but I did see some photos of some legs.
Oof.
It's weird.
Yeah, because there's plenty of... Well, I don't know what's more flammable, I guess. Fat or...
I will talk about that.
Okay.
Good job. Okay. But let me continue.
Okay.
Anyways, her death is recorded to have died by burning by a fire, but the fire cause is unknown. In 1980, in South Wales, a 73-year-old Henry Thomas was found burnt to death in his living room. Only half the chair he was sitting in was damaged, and most of his body was completely incinerated, only leaving behind his skull and each leg from below the knee.
The legs!
It's always with the legs.
What is happening with the legs? Why doesn't fire like legs?
You know what's even crazier to think about? Thomas's legs and feet were still clothed with socks and trousers. It's just such an eerie detail.
Oh, God. It's just like... It just got like zapped by a laser, you know, like those cartoons.
Just stops.
Yeah.
It's really weird. Okay, I did not know about this one. December of 2010.
Shut up. That's so recent.
Right?
I don't think I've heard this one either.
I had no clue. I didn't find much info on it, but it was a 76-year-old man named Michael. I cannot pronounce his last name, but it's Faherty.
Fogarty?
I was just scared to say like farty, and I just was avoiding it.
Michael Farty, that's his name.
It was me.
Our very own Michael Farty. Isn't that... Wait, what is he... Where is he from?
I don't think it says, actually.
I thought that was like a Scottish or like an...
Ooh.
How do you spell it again?
Faherty.
Oh, no, I thought there was a G in there. Maybe not. I don't know.
But this is what I found out. His death was recorded by the coroner as spontaneous human combustion.
In 2010.
Right? A statement from the doctor. It said this fire This fire was thoroughly investigated, and I'm left with the conclusion that this fits into the category of spontaneous human combustion, for which there is no adequate explanation for it.
Weird.
Isn't that crazy?
So it's been 2 men, 2 women so
yeah,
far?
Okay. Those
Okay.
were the examples I gave. Yeah. So it's pretty even there.
Yeah.
And those were like the recent ones. So I thought it would be like cool because it's like, I didn't want to list like any like 1700 cases.
Sure, be rude about history. That's fine.
Okay. Well, I just didn't do that much research. Okay.
No, it's fine. No, but that's really interesting. And they were all older?
True.
Okay.
Yeah. So, according to the British Medical Journal, in an article written in 1938 by L.A. Perry, listed a handful of commonalities among the recorded cases of spontaneous human combustion. So, they already had like enough by that time, 1938, to make a list of all the commonalities.
Wow.
Right? So, here I wrote down 5. The victims are usually chronic alcoholics.
Okay.
They are usually elderly people, mostly female. Their hands and feet usually fall off. The fire has caused very little damage to combustible things in contact with the body or around us.
So weird.
That's what's weird about it. It's
is
just like
so
it's so
weird.
confined. Anyways, the combustion of the body leaves a residue of greasy and foul smelling ashes.
Oh.
So the smell ain't pretty.
No. I wouldn't imagine it would be anyway.
No. So super weird. Okay. So the human body is known to be mostly composed of water, as we
Right.
know, which is a fact.
Yes.
And our only highly flammable properties are fat tissue and methane gas.
okay.
Our farts.
Our farts.
Farts come up again.
Yeah, because people like their farts on fire.
Yeah, it's totally a thing.
It's also a great way to light your whole butthole on fire, so don't do it.
Don't do it. Don't be dumb.
Don't be dumb. Boys were looking at you. I don't
College
know if I've
boys.
ever met a girl who has tried to light her fart on fire.
No, we don't fart. It's all roses.
Yeah, we don't fart at all. It's just like a little cloud of glitter comes out. And...
It smells like cake.
Exactly. And we shit butterflies.
Exactly. Okay. Many scientists dismiss the theory of spontaneous human combustion, arguing that an undetected flame source, such as a match or a lit cigarette, is usually the culprit.
Okay.
Typically, deceased victims are found close to a fire source, with evidence suggesting that many of them accidentally set themselves on fire while smoking or trying to light a flame of some sort.
Okay.
I guess. But on the other hand, believers point to the fact as well that the human body has to reach the temperature of around 3,000 degrees Fahrenheit in order to be turned into ash.
Yeah.
It has to be really hot for the human body to burn.
Yeah, because so much water. It takes a while.
True that.
We're not super flammable, actually.
So it just seems impossible that any furniture around the victims wouldn't be burned up as well.
Yeah, at that heat. I don't understand. At that heat, it should burn anything close to it. I'm like, maybe because of the water content.
Yeah, and I think I've also read before that I guess you would think that fires spread and spread lengthwise to consume everything. But I guess it's also common that fires mostly flame up, and so they can if there's whatever fuel runs out, they can kind of let themselves out in a way. But it's also hard to imagine. But I guess I'm not a fire expert.
Oh, we should have asked Ryan.
That's right.
Ryan, are you listening? He was a firefighter in high school.
That's right. He volunteered. That's so funny.
Yeah, I don't know. That's even, but if the chair is flammable, it just doesn't make sense that it wouldn't spread to the chair.
And one of them said that only half the chair was damaged. So that's really weird. And why not the entire body and not the legs? Or
I guess if the fuel source is coming from the center of their body, then I guess that's where the majority of the heat would be. So once it fizzled out there, maybe it wasn't hot enough to spread to the legs. Because like if it's coming from the stomach areas where I would guess is all the flammable, foul
That's
stuff.
where your stuff is, right? Your
Alcoholics, though.
Yeah.
Well, if they got enough alcohol in their blood, that their blood is an accelerant.
Yeah, and the
and
blood.
they're old people, so they have poor circulation. That's why it doesn't go in their hands and their feet.
Ooh, that's a good idea. I was thinking like if they're old, maybe they have less water content like in their skin because they're losing collagen. I don't know.
Long-time alcoholics, liver damage, cirrhosis of the liver is fatty liver.
Okay,
more
Mr.
fat.
Smarty Pants over
Just
here,
saying.
just listing all the things.
That's a good point.
I'll stop. I got it all out.
Okay, good job. You're not wrong. I have more to say, Michael.
I don't.
Okay, other proposed causes of the phenomenon include things such as bacteria, static electricity, obesity, stress. Stress does many things.
Stress, light on fire. Gotta be careful.
Don't get stressed. And most consistently excessive consumption of alcohol.
Alcohol is very flammable.
It is. However, none of these have been substantiated by science so far, according to the history article I read that was last updated in August of 2018.
Okay.
That's pretty recent, so that's
Yeah.
crazy.
Well, I mean, yeah, because it's not like there's anything left
It's still kind of a
to
mystery.
test.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like you're there during the event witnessing it, so it's just all guess.
Yeah.
You can't do an autopsy on a pile of ashes.
No. Well, let's take a break and think about it. Okay, so let's get into some explanations.
Oh, okay. Hit me.
Okay. So almost all spontaneous human combustion cases involve persons with low mobility due to old age, obesity, or poor health.
Okay.
Victims show a high likelihood of having died in their sleep and had been unable to move themselves once they had caught on fire.
God, it's awful.
Right? That would be like so sad if you like actually couldn't move yourself, but you're knowing that you're dying
That's the worst way.
by a burning fire.
Oh, God.
I know. Cigarettes obviously used to be really popular to smoke them indoors. I can totally see that being a rational explanation. Dropping a lit cigarette while you're asleep or somehow unable to move. There's also something that's called the wick effect.
Okay.
And this hypothesis suggests that a small external flame, such as a lit cigarette, chars the victim's clothing, getting to the skin, then splitting the skin open and releasing fat tissue. So then that melted human skin fat tissue is absorbed by the clothing, thus acting like a candle wick
That's
for a slow burn.
super gnarly.
Yeah, that's pretty gross. And like apparently that's not like crazy because candles used to be made out of animal fat, I guess. I think that is the thing. So,
Yeah.
and this hypothesis has been successfully tested with pig tissue.
I was like, oh, Jesus, what? They
Yeah.
melted down. Okay, good. Well, whatever.
I do not know how. I don't know the details.
Poor pigs.
I'm sad for pigs.
Pigs always get it
I know.
when it comes to like human testing. I
and
feel
they're
like
kind of smart.
they are smart. They're super smart. It makes me want to stop eating pork. I should just stop.
I know.
Don't eat octopus either.
No.
They're so smart.
I've had calamari. It's good.
Shawna, I just said don't.
It was fried.
Well, most things are good fried, so.
You eat sushi like pounds of it.
Yeah, but not octopus.
What's the difference?
Octopus are really smart. They're very intelligent.
All animals. Shh. Shut up. Anyways.
No, I know. A lot of people eat it. It's fine. Some people eat them while they're still moving, which is really, really gross.
Oh, yeah. I think I've seen like I could not look at that. No.
That it makes me
How can you
so
do that?
uncomfortable.
Ew, no.
I have a hard time eating seafood in general because
Yeah.
I just can't, I don't know.
And you're better with me with like fish. I just can't do it. I have
Yeah.
a hard time with sushi.
It took me a while.
Yeah.
Anyways,
this experiment with the pigs is very consistent with evidence recorded from cases of human combustion.
okay.
Scalding has been suggested as well as a possible answer, which is being burned by liquids or steams. Scalding burn-like injuries can sometimes lead to death without setting fire to themselves or their clothing. But this doesn't explain the cases where the victim's body is clearly charred from an actual fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one doesn't work.
There's also ketosis,
Okay.
which is another theory. This is possibly caused by alcoholism or low carb dieting, because like the keto diet, right? Makes sense.
Oh, ketosis. Yeah.
So low carb dieting, but apparently this produces acetone, I assume, in your body, which is like really intense flammable stuff.
I remember on the Donner Party I talked about how their bodies produced acetone and their breath smelled like fingernail polish.
Yes, I was gonna say that's intense, like fingernail polish remover stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so yeah, the body does crazy, amazing things.
I did not know we could produce acetone.
That is nuts.
I mean,
Our human bodies do that?
I thought they did that in like dire circumstances, though. I didn't think it was something that happened in
Low
a keto
carb
diet.
dieting, right?
What?
So weird. If you're on the keto diet, like watch out. You're gonna burn to the crisp.
Probably not. We have more research to do. You're fine.
I mean, you're burning fat. You're losing weight. It's great.
It's all that bacon you're eating. It's so much bacon grease. Very flammable.
Yes, that is very flammable. So that could be an explanation for human combustion.
Okay.
Spontaneous human combustion can also be confused with self-immolation, I believe.
Immolation, yeah.
As a form of suicide.
Mm.
And apparently on Wikipedia it says in the West, self-immolation accounts for 1% of suicides.
Oh, that's terrible.
I know
God.
that's a decision to go.
Ugh.
But
1%. Wow.
But listen to this. Other studies claim that in developing countries, the number can be as high as 40%.
What?
That's crazy.
I
guess I think they like for like political reasons, maybe like,
okay.
you know, those scenarios where people are like,
yeah, I've seen
murdering or
that,
something.
but okay.
I don't know. Yeah, that seems hard to fathom. Okay, but here's my favorite part of the story.
Okay.
If it wasn't fun enough. All these charred limbs.
Oh.
But here's the alternative theories.
Okay.
These are funny.
Ooh.
So in 1976, a UK writer named Michael Harrison wrote a book titled Fire from Heaven. And he suggests that spontaneous human combustion can be connected to poltergeist activity.
Okay. Because they light their farts on fire.
Yeah, and they like to mess with you. And
I could see a poltergeist lighting its fart on fire.
Right? And honestly, I feel like I've seen like crazy ghost like video of like there was like a floating wash, like a towel, and it was like set onto the gas stove, and then the gas stove got on fire.
Oh shit.
So like ghosts be trying to burn your house down sometimes.
Yeah, I think something like that happened in the Enfield poltergeist. There was something happened with the stove top.
Makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's scary. Like that's actual like scary.
Like, you guys, it's not funny anymore.
It's not like, no, you're crossing a line there.
It's not joking around. I'm not laughing.
Yeah. He says the force which activates the poltergeist originates in and is supplied by a human being. Spontaneous human combustion, fatal or not, belongs to the extensive range of poltergeist phenomena. So that's an interesting way to look at it.
Okay.
Then there's this some dude. His name is John Abrahamson. Abrahamson.
That sounds made up.
Whatever. This is my favorite. Okay. He suggests ball lightning. What do you...
That sounds like something out of the creative cursing book.
I know.
Ball lightning.
And I wrote down, no, sadly it's not lightning shooting out of man's balls and catching themselves, them balls on fire.
Oh, yeah, because there's some ladies, too.
I guess so.
What's ball lightning?
I'll explain.
Okay.
Ball lightning is an unexplained phenomenon and is described as a luminescent spherical object or light. It looks like a electricity ball of light.
Okay.
and it varies from pea size to several meters in diameter, usually associated with thunderstorms, but last considerably longer than a split-second lightning flash. So it's a ball of lightning buzzing around.
Wow.
Slowly or fast, I don't know.
Never heard of that.
I went into a rabbit hole.
Like fell into a wiki.
I was like, what the fuck is this ball lightning shit? And apparently there's lots of like instances of people witnessing it.
What?
And I've seen some weird videos on YouTube. I'm like, wait. Okay, hold on.
It's an actual thing?
It seems like an actual thing. I was like, this seems like enough for an episode. I was like, I need to focus on this one.
Oh.
So I might do that one later.
Bookmark ball lightning
as
episode, and also like a roller derby name.
Ooh,
team name.
that's a good roller derby name.
Yeah.
Ball lightning.
Shawna ball lightning. Shaw nasty ball. We'll work on it.
Yeah.
We'll workshop.
So that's pretty great. Anyways, so maybe that's an explanation.
Sure. No, I don't buy that one. I don't think for what this is. But
Sure,
that's a fun one.
That's so
I would
fun.
love to learn more about it.
Me too. It's fascinating. The charring of the human limbs seems in a number of ball lightning cases. So how am I going to get through like a whole episode saying ball lightning?
Maybe you can substitute it like be lightning. Nah, I don't know.
Be lights. I don't know. Anyways, cases are very suggested that this mechanism may have also occurred where people have had limbs combust. But far-fetched seems very much seems crazy.
It is. I've never even heard of it, so it's a lot to think
I can't wait to go down that rabbit hole. Anyways, so here are some pretty good questions. So if spontaneous human combustion is real, why doesn't it happen more often?
Yeah.
With 7 billion people on the earth today, why not more reports or any video capture of it?
Yeah, there's like no witness. Well,
I mean, except for that one 2010 case is like, I think the last known instance, or I don't know.
Very rare.
Mm-hmm. It also seems to always be a single person left alone near a fire source. And old people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And if there is any natural but unknown cause of the combustion, why is it then only in humans and not in other animals? So if it is ball lightning, you would see that maybe affecting livestock more often.
Yeah. I think that's why I probably believe the alcoholic reasoning the most.
And the cigarette?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's
pretty reasonable.
probably the most likely, but
It's still so weird that nothing else around catches fire.
and also there's so many alcoholics who smoke. Like, why doesn't it happen more often?
Yeah, it's still pretty weird. And like just seeing some pictures is just crazy. It's just
And like how hot it gets to is also pretty wild. Like, to be able to burn a human body, I don't know. How does it get that hot?
yeah, and how does it not spread? And why doesn't other things burn? It just seems so weird.
It's super weird.
Anyways, but that's like all I got. But I thought that was fascinating.
Shoot.
fun.
I love that. Thank you. Thank
Oh
you.
my
for that.
God, thank
That's
you.
super fun.
I had fun doing it. I missed doing an episode.
Spontaneous human combustion. I will check that off my list.
Nice.
I don't have to look at it anymore.
Yeah, sorry I took it.
Oh no, it's been like an OG list item, but then I always look at it and I'm like, I
No,
want to do something else.
I did it. So
Good. She done.
cool.
Well,
What's up? What have you been doing? What have you been watching?
oh my God, I just realized
We never did our correction.
we didn't do our correction at the beginning.
Oh my God, we're so silly.
let
we
me-
didn't follow our board. What do we have these boards for?
We have a whiteboard to tell us what to do.
We ignore it.
We don't even look at her.
Okay, well, tell them that we actually have a correction.
Yeah, we have. Well, I don't know if I guess kind of a correction. In the Kentucky meat rain episode, I made the joke of a metric butt ton, I think.
Yeah, butt ton.
And Michael was like flummoxed and flabbergasted.
Flummox, that's fancy.
And I was like, or I don't remember if you're like, yeah, butt ton. Like,
Yeah.
duh, everyone knows what a butt ton is.
Yeah, like butts.
And My sister Hannah texted me like after she listened to the episode, and she was like, "Did you know that that's actually a real measurement, like a unit of measurement?" I was like, "What?"
Oh.
So I looked it up, and it is the BUTT is a unit, but and I'm going to read.
Buttload?
Let me just read the Wikipedia page.
Okay.
The butt was an English measure of liquid volume equaling 2 hogsheads, because that's also a great measurement for... Anyway, 2 hogsheads being between 450 and 1,060 liters by various historical definitions. So it's a measurement for liquid, a butt ton.
A butt ton.
Or a butt load.
A buttload.
Buttload.
I mean, I guess that's why people say it.
Yeah, I always wondered where that came from. I just thought people were being vulgar, and I loved it.
Wow, look at us learning. Look at us growing.
Growing, now that's a fun fact you can share with your family over Christmas when you run out of things to talk about.
Totally.
What else do we have? I don't think I have any shout outs.
No, have you been watching anything or listening to anything?
We just finished Schitt's Creek.
Don't tell me anything.
It's good, and we're sad.
Oh my god, I know, because Jessie also posted, she's like, I'm so sad that it's like I finished it. Like she finished watching it.
We literally finished it this morning.
Oh my god, I'm on season 5. I like finally gave up on Chad. He like doesn't watch it with me. So
Whatever.
I'm watching it by myself now because I must watch this.
You must watch it.
And I'm close, and I'm trying to make it last.
That's so good.
It's so good. I love it so much.
We watched the last season in like just a couple days. Like we didn't make it last at all. And Michael was like, "I'm not ready for it to be over." And I'm like, "Me neither."
I know, it's one of those shows.
Where like you just hated the first season, but now you just love them all so much.
It's true. The first season was kind of rough, but
yeah,
we stuck with it.
You know what I found interesting? I don't think this is really a spoiler, but they never wrote Mutt back on. Like, I don't think he was in the last season at all. I think everyone hated his character so much.
Yeah, he was like the worst. He was cringy. It was so cringe.
He's like the mayor's like son.
Right, but he's
he
like
just like never comes back.
He's like the supposed handsome hippie that like goes on road trips, and he like left with another girl, but like he came back and was it season 5?
He did, and then
for just like a quick little like reminder that Alexis. Yeah, maybe I shouldn't like say too much, but you know.
Anyway, I thought that was funny.
But that was like a 2-second clip, and then he was like gone. I'm like, okay.
Apparently they disowned him for the 6th season.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's fine. Everyone hated him.
But it's so good.
Yeah. Schitt's Creek. Watch it if you haven't. It's
Netflix.
so funny.
So
and
great.
just you got to get through the first season. It'll be kind of rough, but it's worth it.
Yeah. I mean, enough people are talking about it. You're going to get FOMO. Just watch it. It's worth it.
Michael, what's the album you've been listening to a lot? The music? The rap
Aesop Rock.
Yeah.
The new album is Hello from the Spirit World, I think.
Very good.
Very cool.
Very good. Listen to that.
Oh no, it's Spirit World Field Guide. And yeah, but yeah, it's good stuff.
Good stuff. Been listening to that. I don't got anything else.
Me neither.
Cool. Well,
Gucci.
I'll say some social meds.
Where we be at?
Let's find out. We're on Instagram at Anxious and Afraid the Pod. We are on Facebook. We have a group and a page at Anxious and Afraid the Pod. Twitter, AA the Pod. We have a Patreon if you want to give us a little donation. You can do one time. You can sign up and subscribe and be our BFFs. And then that's at patreon.com/Anxious and Afraid. If you do sign up, you get day early release episodes that are ad free, and you get a sticker and a shout out. If you have any stories or suggestions, please send them to anxiousandafraidthepod@gmail.com. We also have a website where a lot of the stuff I just talked about is listed, as well as our episodes, which is anxiousandafraid.com. Also, our merch link is up there. Go buy some merch, and don't forget to rate and subscribe.
Beautiful. Very good.
Thanks.
Awesome.
And with that,
Good app.
Oh. Fucked it up.
You did. It's your fault.
Go ahead. Hands off.
Good up and good night, guys. I'm gonna fuck it up every time.
Can we get one more take on that?
No.
Shawna, do it.
Good app and good night.
Wow, that's beautiful.
All right. So the websites I used is wikipedia.com, of course. Give them a little donation while you're at it. History.com and livescience.com. Music is by Broke for Free, and we're edited by Michael.
Anxious and Afraid is partnered with the Oracle Network.